and welcome to episode 155 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Margaret.
I'm Jack.
And hello, how are we doing?
How are you doing today?
How are we doing? Happy Monday. Happy
on this
Monday.
fine
day.
Not bad in any way for you because it's Monday.
Yeah. Thank God it's Monday. Am I right?
Am I right?
That's what everyone says.
Because we get a new Eldritch Podblast.
Yeah,
right?
that's the popular saying.
And that trumps everything else that happens on Monday, right?
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Oh, I hope you're having a good day. Hey, gonna be really honest, not having a great day ourselves.
No, today's not been a great day.
Today's not been a good day.
Bit of a shoddy one today.
Yeah, it's been a bad day. Feeling a little
stinky.
Little pee poo poo.
Little stinky poo poo.
But
that's okay.
Yeah, this always cheers us up, so we thought we might as well.
Lest we forget.
Yeah, indeed. So, if for whatever reason, vibe isn't hitting 100%, that's probably why.
That's okay though.
But it's okay. Don't worry. Nothing bad has happened. Everything is fine. Just one of those days.
Just one of them days
where you don't want to wake up. No.
Hit him with a chainsaw. What?
It's a song. It's a Limp Bizkit song. Just one of those days. I think we all have them, and this is our job, just like anything else. So just because we're having a bad day doesn't mean we can't work. So.
Yeah.
It's
true. It's true. And like Margaret said, most of the time it cheers us up anyway.
Exactly. When we actually get into it,
I think I had a nose hair on my mic.
Oh no! Oh no!
A nose hair on my mic.
We got these things.
I left mine over there because I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it.
Hold on. If I'm doing it like this.
Nah, I don't think you'll be able to hear it.
Is it on the
It doesn't look
computer?
like it. Nah.
If you can hold on, can you hear it like this?
You'll be able to hear it like that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So, I don't know what these things are. We left the house yesterday.
Yeah. We left the house. We went to. We had to get some socks and underwear and stuff like that. Just the really boring stuff that you just need to get.
So there's a new Primark near us, and it's not in like the city center. So. We braved a journey there.
I hate Primark.
Yeah, I do too. It
makes me irrationally mad. Primark.
It wasn't. You know what? It really wasn't that bad, to be honest.
It wasn't that bad. It was still bad though.
It was still bad. If you don't know what Primark is, it's like a.
It's just a massive cheap clothing store.
Yeah, and the thing is, I would say cheap. It's not really that cheap. It is. To be fair, it is. It's
cheap in
really
comparison.
good for things like basics, like socks and underwear
and just like
and
plain
leggings.
t-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, like eyelashes, like really basic stuff
the
like that.
The real basics.
Yeah.
So I get some socks.
Yeah, you got some trousers.
I got some trousers.
Yeah, you got some trousers.
I'm sick of going out places and being like, I don't put my jeans on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put my jeans on. I hate putting jeans on.
Yeah.
Like, and jeans are just not even that like in these days anyway. Well, they are in, but like skinny jeans.
Yeah,
like, and I don't really like skinny jeans anymore anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're the only jeans I wear because I don't wear jeans.
Yeah.
So I have them from ages ago.
Yeah.
From when I used to wear jeans and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So now I just went out and I got myself some cargo pants.
Yeah, well, I had to force you pretty much at gunpoint to buy some new trousers for yourself.
So they look good.
They do look good. Yeah, they do.
They look good. And do you want to know what? At least I can wear something a little bit more comfortable when I go out.
Definitely.
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
And then we went to Wagamama's.
Yeah, we went to Wagamama's.
You hated it.
I did. You know what? I remember when we were like, we'll go to Wagamama's. I was like, I'm sure I didn't like it last time we went, but it was a long time ago last time we went.
You always like getting the starters.
Yeah.
So here's what we got. We always get some edamame with salt.
Yeah.
Because Margaret's a big edamame fan, so we scran that. We got some pork and apple bao buns.
Edamame.
We got some pork and apple bao buns.
Yeah, they were really good.
They were great.
They were delicious. And we got some beef brisket and kimchi gyoza. And I don't
delicious.
really like gyoza, but they were really good.
They were great.
They came with I don't know what the sauce was.
Like a sweet chili olive
olive
oil sauce.
It was really tangy.
Yeah, it was delicious. And the thing is, right, if Margaret had eaten all of that,
I would have been fine.
We shared all of that
Yeah,
because that
I
was
would
the
have been
starter,
fine.
and then you got
Yeah.
them in. But I got myself the beef brisket hot pot.
Yes.
And you got
I got
yourself
the grilled duck donburi.
donburi, yeah.
And
you didn't like.
I didn't
either
like
of
it.
them.
I didn't like either of them at all. I don't know what it is. If you don't know what Wagamama's is, I'm assuming there's Wagamama's outside of the UK.
Yeah, I think so. It's like Thai food.
Is it
like-
Thai or is it Japanese food?
I think it's Japanese food.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not Thai food.
It's some sort of Asian food.
Asian cuisine.
It's like a chain though.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, it's really expensive. I will say it's really expensive.
Yeah,
And,
but it is good food.
It is good. It is. I don't know what it is. I just feel like everything tasted exactly the same. I don't know how to explain it.
I can't agree with you.
Like I don't know what it was. I really didn't enjoy it.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had
Which
a
was
great
good
time.
because you could have
And
whatever you wanted.
I had
and
your
then,
donburi.
Yeah, and then
you had a little bit
to
of
be
my
fair,
hot pot.
You got a side of rice, which I ended up putting. I got some kimchi.
You
I
got the
ended up
kimchi on it.
eating the rice with like kimchi, and there was an egg.
Some of the beef broth.
Yeah, so it was.
So
it was honestly, it was fine.
You ate enough.
Yeah, I ate enough. I
but
did eat enough.
I don't think she'd go again.
No,
Not going
you know
again.
What? I would go again, and I would just get a million of those buns.
Those buns
would
and
get
those
so many of those
gyoza and the
buns.
edamame.
Yeah, I think so. So we left the house
Methinky
yesterday.
so.
We went out and did things,
some
which
stuff,
was
yeah.
which was nice and fun. We watched the June movies again.
You bought a bar of soap from Lush.
I bought bar soap from Lush. We got these African net sponges, and we've just been using like.
Bought one.
Yeah. I bought a pack of 3, and by default, he got one.
Yeah, I got one. I didn't ask for one.
Yeah. But
I did get one.
What an improvement to our skin it's made, though. I have really crusty, dusty elbows, right? It's really helped my crusty, dusty elbows. And you know what? My face, I'm breaking out in a minute, but it's really helped the texture of my face so much smoother. I would recommend an African net sponge. Honestly, I come out of the shower feeling really clean.
Yeah, and the thing
I
is,
get right in that butt crack and I scrub away.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, they work better with
bars of soap.
With bars of soap.
Yeah, and we were just using like traditional like shower gel.
Traditional fire.
Yeah, traditional.
With traditional bars of soap, but we were using shower gel.
Yeah,
so we got a nice.
Oh no!
Oh, it's mine now.
No.
Oh, it's mine now. Yeah, so we were using shower gel, but it works better with traditional bars of soap. So we went to Lush yesterday. Margaret got herself a nice
Comforter,
fancy
for anyone who knows
Comforter.
their Lush products.
produce.
Got the Comforter, which is my favorite Lush product.
So they call my dog
I doubt that.
the comforter.
He's
a cuddler.
Oh, he's a cuddler.
He's
not a comforter.
He's a comforter.
He's a make feel worser in every single. Anytime you're in emotional distress, you can guarantee this dog will make it 100% worse.
My dog's the best.
So yeah, we
went out.
did some stuff. Yeah, we watched the June movies again.
Yeah.
Well, I say again, we watched the first one and then we watched the second one for the first time last night.
Yeah.
Second one not as good as the first one.
Not as good as the first
say.
one.
I did
Still
really
good.
enjoy them. I did really enjoy them.
Still a good movie.
I didn't realize at all that was just the first book.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be like, oh, here's the end of the story. So when, no spoilers, when the second movie ended, I was like, oh, that doesn't feel finalized at all. Turns out it's not. Turns out that's just the first
Do you reckon
book.
it's true? Because it's so weird because, like...
It's exactly how it was in the book.
No. It's so weird because, obviously, June 2 hasn't just come out. It's been out for a little bit now.
Yeah.
And, you know, we only decided to watch it this week for some reason.
Yeah. And then
as soon as we finished...
The same day, I was like...
literally, like, 3 hours...
3 hours before
we'd finished the end of the movie.
But it got announced basically as soon as we started the movie that there's a June 3 coming out. How weird is that? That is really weird.
So, yeah, apparently there's a June 3 coming out. Do you want to know what? Personally, I wouldn't have been disappointed with that being the end. I quite liked it. I quite liked the ambiguity of it. I quite like the whole... There's basically a phrase where it's like, take them to paradise. And I just like that could have been like the end, but not the end.
Yeah.
And they could have won, but they couldn't have won. And
see, I'm a big proponent of love. I like love.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm trying not to spoil anything because I realized, to be fair, June 2 was still kind of a relatively new movie, right? You might not have watched it. I'm a big enjoyer of love.
Yeah.
And I don't.
We're gonna clap off with the dog, sorry.
And I'm not saying that this happens at all because it's really not confirmed. I typically don't enjoy storylines where the main protagonist becomes an antagonist. You know, like I don't like it when the good guy turns bad.
Okay.
Basically,
Do you think that's what happened?
Yeah, I'm getting those vibes, and I'm not saying that is what happened. By the way, trying to be as spoiler free as possible.
Yeah.
But I don't really like that trope.
I didn't think that happened at all. I thought it was a do what needs to be done for the betterment of the masses.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And yeah, it wasn't the ideal ending, but
Yeah.
I think to me sometimes when things get the ideal ending, I'm like, well, that was a little unrealistic.
Where I'm like, I like the ideal ending.
Yeah,
I like
there
that.
is sometimes that the ideal ending is good.
Yeah.
But I think it was so like big. I think it would have been too hard to give the ideal ending in that moment.
Yeah. I agree. And Abby has read all of the books, and I was talking to her about it, and she was like, Margaret, that was just the first book. And I was like,
the first book.
Oh. She's like, Margaret, so much stuff happens. So yeah, I really enjoyed them. You know what? I loved the first movie in particular. I love the movies that have the world building in them.
Yeah.
I really enjoy those movies, and that obviously there was a lot of world building in the first one.
Yeah, there was.
And I really enjoyed it. Will I read the books? I wish I could. No, probably not.
I won't be reading any books.
But yeah, if
No
you
books
enjoyed
were read on this day.
if you enjoyed the June series,
let us know what you thought of them in the
let us
comments.
know.
First
Yeah,
and second.
indeed. Let us know how you feel like the movies
Indeed.
represented, because apparently they do a really good representation.
Apparently they are really accurate.
Yeah, my nose is so itchy, by the way.
Which is good. I do like it when a movie is turned, when a book is turned into a movie and it's accurate.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's just like, I hate when they take the source material and just be like, well, we could do better.
Yeah,
it's like, the reason it's so good is because it was
source
great.
material.
Yeah. So don't change it.
I agree. I very
don't
much
be
agree.
messing around with things that you don't have any business messing around with.
I agree. Sorry, I'm going to be scratching my nose a lot. I have very bad hay fever right now. So I'm not picking it, I swear.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just itching my nose,
all
right?
the boogers are everywhere.
Anything else?
No, I think like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, all the good stuff. Go and check out some merch at www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk. Patreons get 10% off.
Yeah.
Check our Patreon out. You get some exclusive Patreon content. Link will be down below in the description. There are 3 tiers. Support however you see fit. It really helps out us in any of those things that I've just mentioned. All help us out, so thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so very much. And with that, shall we get into topic?
Let's get in to topic. Thank you so much to all our patrons over at Patreon.
You have no idea how much we appreciate your support.
If you want to support us over at Patreon and gain access to our exclusive content,
like our D&D campaign updates and our extra monthly live streams,
click the link in the description. More about Patreon at the end of this video. Thank you.
All right, as you can see, we are doing oh my god.
Smooth. Did you write the time
No, I
down?
didn't.
Write that time down for the topic.
We're doing D&D horror and wholesome stories.
Oh my god, it's so horrible, it's so wholesome.
How we do it is
It's so horrifying.
We read 4 stories in total. We start with a horror, we alternate to a wholesome, and then we end on a wholesome. And with that, shall we get into it?
Yes.
All right. This first one has been sent in by YeOldBumpkin, and she uses she, her pronouns.
YeOldBumpkin, thank you so much.
YeOldBumpkin. Hello. To provide some context, this happened in the first D&D session that I ever played in. There were 4 other players at the table, a barbarian, a druid, a fighter, a sorcerer, all level 1, also coming into the session with little to no prior D&D experience. Even though this was the first time I was actually participating in an ongoing campaign, I had come to the session with a solid foundation of all the basic rules and mechanics. I had spent months prior learning all that I could, designing my first and my most beloved character, a tiefling fighter.
Let's go.
I was informed of the following homebrew rules after the session had begun.
Great. That's how we like it.
Yeah, we like finding out as we go.
That's the order of things that we like it to happen in. We start to play, then we realize there's homebrew rules. I hope it doesn't do anything to ruin your race or class.
Tiefling fighter?
Yeah.
No. Rule 1.
No fighters. No tieflings.
Since I am not playing a character that primarily uses magic, I will never be able to use the ability to use Thaumaturgy, Hellish Rebuke, or Darkness, despite them all being part of the Infernal Legacy racial trait for tieflings.
Interesting.
I was only told this rule after I had first attempted to cast Thaumaturgy.
That's an interesting rule.
Yeah, and that's interesting considering you found it out only after the fact.
Only after the fact. Like, let's be real. Let's be real with you. All three of those things that you want to cast, not that strong.
No.
Thaumaturgy is a cantrip.
Yeah, Thaumaturgy is a fun cantrip.
Thaumaturgy
it is. Yeah,
a
totally.
flavor cantrip.
Yeah, it is. It's like one of the prestidigitations.
Look, Darkness can be good.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
circumstances.
yeah. Hellish Rebuke as well. The free Hellish Rebuke.
Hellish Rebuke's fine.
Yeah,
It's good at early level. Doesn't scale well. Because
no, it doesn't.
It only gets
really
cast
bad.
at second level.
Yeah.
Because you get it when you would get second level spells.
Yes.
It's like a third level that comes online.
Yeah, I think it does go up eventually. Well, I don't know actually. Yeah, no.
If the innate casting of it from tieflings never scales.
Oh, boo.
It only gets cast at second level.
Yeah. So I mean, it's fine if you don't have a reaction, right?
Yeah. Oh, like it's fine. None of them are particularly bad. None of them are particularly great.
No.
So it's just like. To me, this just feels like banning for banning's sake.
Yeah, totally.
Banning to have something to ban.
Yeah.
Because me want ban.
And, not playing a character that uses primarily magic means you can't use magic at all. So it's either like you're either like a wizard.
So you're saying half-casters don't exist?
Yeah, well, yeah. I honestly, I think that is genuinely.
Paladins don't get magic.
Yeah.
No smites for you.
So rule 2, when using ranged weapons, let's say the range is 50 to 100 feet. If I am within 50 feet of the target, I must roll with disadvantage. The only way I can roll for attacks with ranged weapons without incurring this disadvantage is if I am within 50 to 100 feet of the target. Again, I was only told this rule after I had attempted to make a ranged weapon attack during our first combat
So
encounter.
is this saying that you need to be at 50?
Yeah.
Or 100?
Well, I don't know.
I've heard people use this really ridiculous rule before where they're like, if you're not exactly at the range that it specifies,
then you can't use it at all.
You shoot with disadvantage.
Oh, right.
So let's just say it's 50 is the first range. So it's like 50 and less would be just shooting normally.
Yeah.
But they're saying unless you're at 50 exactly, it's a disadvantage.
Right,
which
I see.
Is I think it's what it says here.
Yeah,
which is fucking stupid.
You know what? When I read this, I was like, I don't understand this, but someone will. So
fucking stupid. Like it's just we're just messing with things here that just don't mess with.
I agree. The time comes for us to complete our first quest. There have been sightings of a dragon-like creature in the area, where a woman who runs an apothecary on the outskirts of the village lives, and the town mayor wants some people to go over there and make sure she's safe, with the reward being 25 gold for the entire group.
Let's go.
Before we set out,
big 25 Gs.
I brought up the fact that we should take some time to buy healing potions before we head out of the village, and our DM's verbatim response was, well, you've already all have explorers packs and things, so I see no need for you guys to go do anything else before you go. He then immediately shifts the story to where we are already walking through a forest on the road to the apothecary. Why can I never get
You got it right. You got it right.
I got it right.
You got it right both times.
Apothecary. We walk up and get a look at this apothecary, and while we're standing at the forest's edge, we see a creature clawing at the second floor window, with the woman freaking out inside. Our DM will not tell us anything more about this creature other than it is dragon-like. Our plan is for the sorcerer to cast an illusion to attempt to distract the creature while the rest of us try to usher the woman outside of the apothecary and to safety. After our sorcerer casts the spell, our DM interjects and places the illusion directly between us and the creature, which means the creature is now looking directly at the four of us. He asks for us to roll initiative, and this is the point where he informs us that this creature is a manticore. Combat begins before we are all seriously struggling.
Are they level 1?
Level 1. They're all level 1.
Okay.
As the only person who can potentially heal us up quickly runs out of spell slots, our DM points out that I go unconscious after the first attack the manticore makes against me. The entire combat session is then spent with me and others rolling death saves. Players are seeing me fail death saves and they're getting a bit nervous, and in response, the DM goes, well, you know that there was another way to go about this, heavily implying that we should have tried to have been stealthier. He also keeps mentioning how lucky we are that he is deciding to only use the Manticore's claw attacks and not take advantage of things like its multi-attack action, since that would easily let me TPK you guys anyway.
Or just don't run a Manticore.
For a level 1 party?
Don't run something else. If you're having to literally nerf everything about it, it's clearly not the right
too much,
monster for the combat.
Luckily, our druid lands a killing blow before I have to make my final death save, and the session ends shortly after. We have not had a session since, and it has currently been 5 months since this whole debacle. Rest assured, I do not plan on continuing this campaign if and when the group decides to potentially schedule another.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Me thinks that's for the best.
I think that's for the best.
Yeah,
I think we leave it there.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
what a fucking horrible first introduction.
And the thing is, I can
D&D.
just imagine the person was like, "Oh, I think why don't I cast an illusion over there?"
Yeah.
And then the dungeon master was just like, "It's right here in front of them." The Manticore turns around and looks at you, and it's just like, it's like at this point, I can't feel like you're doing anything in good faith.
No,
I can't feel like you're doing anything with the party's best interests. It's like I can guarantee the wizard or the sorcerer who cast the illusion will have been like, "Let's put it over there," and then the DM just popped it on the board right in the middle.
Totally. You know for a fact they actually properly planned this out, and how they at least wanted to try and have it to go, because again, you know, we play a dice-based game, things are going to be different.
Yeah, things are going to go wrong.
Yeah, totally.
But
like,
when
you know,
when you planned well and things go wrong, that's kind of fun.
Yeah,
like that's
exactly.
Like that's when you do fly by the seat of your pants because you had the plan, but it just didn't work out.
And it didn't work, and now you have to on the fly think of something.
But when you have a plan, and then the DM just intentionally, I agree, disrupts it, it's just not fun.
And you know what? This all paints a picture. They're not finding out the rules until you've already started, which I'm totally aware that a lot of people aren't aware that session zeros are a thing, right?
And that's not great.
No, but you know, even then, even without a session zero, God, you should let your players know that you're going to bring in homebrew rules.
The thing is, right, if you don't know the session zeros are a thing and you wanted to bring in homebrew house rules and you haven't told them, what you need to do, if this is you, is somebody goes, "Oh, I'm attacking from 30 feet with my crossbow," or something like that, or whatever it is. And then you're like, "Just so you know, I only allow you to attack not at disadvantage when you're at the exact increments. I'm going to let you shoot it this time because I didn't tell you before now. But just so you know, from now on, you need to be at 50 every time you shoot it."
Even saying, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, I have this homebrew rule. Are you sure you want to do that?" And then even just allowing them to change what they're doing. Like, you know?
that fucking range rule is
just
dog.
Stinky. Yeah, I completely agree.
Doggy, assy, doo-doo, cheeky weekies.
I agree. And, you know, again, not having that information up front, only finding out these rules as and when they happen, already paints a picture of, you know, distrusting your DM, and then the moment of being like, "We should stock up on potions," and the DM being like, "Oh, nope, you don't need anything else."
I mean, the thing is, right, you might not even have the gold.
Yeah,
it's just like,
totally.
Or like maybe there was one healing potion. It's just like that wasn't going to change anything.
No, that wasn't going to change the outcome.
But like, I understand not giving players healing potions too frequently and stuff like that, and I understand that maybe they don't. The thing is, they did need it because you threw a Manticore at them. Yeah. And then you acted like you were the most gracious host by not using all of the attacks. And it's just like, you clearly didn't balance it, right?
You know what? It's well, you know, there was a better way to go about this. And it's like, to say that after the group has come up with a plan, I understand. I mean, I don't think it's okay to say that, but I understand saying something like that more if group goes in intentionally being stupid, intentionally being like, "Bum bum bum."
They go in and go, "Bah, bah, bah,
yeah,
and they're like, and then the Manticore looks at them and it's just like, "Of course I did. You were acting like a fool."
Yeah, completely. I understand that a bit more, but you know, not when your team, in good faith, by the way, have tried to come up with an actual
clever plan, like a little illusion over here, sneak around the other side, go in, get the person, bring them out.
Then to be like, "There's a better way to do this."
It's like, and this is what happens when, as a dungeon master, this is what I always say. Put people in situations and let them figure it out. The problem is here, the dungeon master was like, right, well, they need to stealth around the Manticore to get the person
Yep.
out. And as soon as the players did anything but that,
Yeah.
in the Dungeon
it was a
Master,
failure.
it was a failure.
Yeah, it was a failure.
And it's just like, now we're in combat.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
it's-
you need to loosen up the grip on
totally.
how things happen,
Yeah.
present the problem, and then let the players solve it.
And it also feels like, like punishing them for not doing it the way that the DM thinks they should have. And the thing is, I understand that is something that happens when DMs feel like they have to have full control over it, and I totally get that. And I think that's actually kind of a normal, natural step for DMs to go through, being like, oh, how are they going to solve this? Oh, they'll solve it like this. When in reality, when players aren't mind readers, so they're never going to know. And players are insane as well and try different things.
Yeah.
So I understand, but like, this sounds like this was done in bad faith.
100%.
This
all
DM
of it was
sounds
bad faith.
like all they wanted to do was just get one up
I
on the
100%
players.
believe in this situation that the DM has never implemented a house rule about tieflings that mean you can't cast those 3 spells. They just did it to give you something to worry about.
Yeah, I agree.
They gave you something to not have because that's just the person they are. And they wanted you to fail the Manticore fight. They didn't want you to be able to shoot a ranged weapon. It's just like this. The Dungeon Master is operating just completely and utterly in bad faith here.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why it's falling apart.
I agree. YeOldBumpkin, the fact that you were able to recognize that this was a terrible first introduction to D&D, and that this group definitely, not to say that the other players were, but this DM.
5 months. Could be longer.
Yeah.
Let's make it longer. Let's never play with that Dungeon Master again.
The fact that no one, including the DM, hasn't reached out since, that kind of says everything
Tells
to me.
what I need to know, me
it
thinkies.
It does. So thank you, YeOldBumpkin.
Me thinky McWinkies.
So thank you very much for your submission.
Cheers.
All right, this next one is a wholesome one. This has been sent in by Maddie or Ray of motherfucking Sunshine on Discord.
Go, Ray of motherfucking Sunshine.
She uses she, her pronouns.
Thank you very much.
I stumbled my way through cancelled games on a Facebook group down to the perfect chaotic group of D&D friends playing in person. We are all neurodivergent queers that appreciate the most chaotic shenanigans, and I have never felt more comfortable role-playing my weakest D&D skill before.
Let's go.
Our newest campaign features an Owlin rogue, she-they, named Juniper, a total druid, they-them, named Yanaris, and myself, a satyr bard, she-her, named Dawn. My satyr did not start as a bard, though. I played the first 4 sessions as a Sun Soul monk. We started at level 1, and we had only gotten to level 3.
Very cool.
2 weeks ago, we had a session where I was rolling really amazing persuasion and performance checks. We all have kind of high stats because the DM's generosity and because he is plotting some devious encounters. My satyr put on a dazzling bagpipe show on the airship pleasure cruise we were booked passage on, causing a huge distraction, allowing the rogue to steal a small amount of gold. We wanted to pace ourselves to remain undetected throughout the cruise, off of rich passengers only, and sleight of handed into the Turtles' possession, where they stashed it into their shell.
Very good.
They later investigating a sign of the person we are tracking in a cloak Then later investigating a sign of the person we are tracking. In a cloak closet, the satyr got caught, and she convinced the gay NPC to take her back to his room for a private jam session, only then to be caught by his husband. Also, the Owlin could get out of the cloak closet. They were able to hide. We were all cracking up the whole time, and we all loved it. We then ended it by meeting the sentient heart of the airship, a giant crystal that allowed the ordinary ship to fly. The next day, we were all still joking about it in the group chat, and the other players joked how, through the roleplay, my character was really more bard-like than monk-like. I joked I had found the perfect bard subclass homebrew by Laser Llama called the College of Chaos for her.
Very good.
The DM, him, agreed she was more of a bard, offered me the chance to change it and play the homebrew I had found. We voted, and it was unanimous to make the change. He allowed me to switch my charisma and dexterity stats, use the homebrew subclass, and even pick a new background that would make more sense for her class change.
Awesome.
The next game, my satyr befriended the sentient heart of the ship through a shared love of chaotic antics. The Heart and Dawn put on a performance a la the Enchanted House for Encanto, and later the Heart even helped when we thwarted the DM's attempt at a combat using clever trickery and a trap with a portable hole to capture the person we were tracking. Sadly, the ship was attacked,
No.
focusing on the sentient crystal heart. My satyr rushed to the heart, unprompted and unknowingly. He just knew me that well, I guess, to make it in time to watch it start to shatter and a piece break off into her hands. The ship crash landed safely, and as Dawn watched the last of the light fade from the crystal shard of her friend, she felt her reactiveness fade and a song in her heart swell as a last gift and a reminder of the crystal heart. The owlin quick oh my god. Quickly helped fashion a rudimentary necklace using the last piece of the heart, and we ended the session there.
No.
Now, I know this is sad. I was tearing up and devastated, but while we were packing up our things, he admitted that he had made the plan for this to narratively explain the class change. It felt really cool that he had thought of a way to narratively tell that story and allow me to try a really cool homebrew and play a class I never would have lost myself. Sorry that last paragraph is a little long. Hope you enjoy, even though it is a little sad. Thank you for being so amazing. Adore you both. And sweet bully too.
Well, it's not that sweet. But like, I just love it when everyone's just on the same level.
I agree.
And like, all of you are just on the same level.
Yeah.
And it's just it just sounds like loads of fun.
Yeah.
And it just sounds like you're all having a great time. And maybe you're a little bit new to this, and maybe you didn't know what you wanted to play, and then like having the dungeon master be, first of all, totally fine with homebrew.
Oh my god, 100%.
And totally fine with you switching classes.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes you do get into a game and then you're like, I actually don't think this class is for me.
Oh my
and
god,
I actually quite like playing social creatures.
Yeah.
And I want to be like a social class that's got good charisma and stuff like that. And you're a little bit stuck. So just, I feel like you're right. I feel like you've stumbled onto something quite good here.
I agree. And you know what? I love how you were like, well, this was completely unprompted and unknowing. He just knew me that well that you were going to go straight to the heart, right? And I really love the description of a song in her heart swell. I love that. I think that's beautiful.
And I think it would be brilliant if this, maybe you find a way to bring like sentience to your necklace, like
totally.
further down the campaign, so then you get your friend back.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be really awesome and really cool.
I agree.
Like maybe they found the place where the crystal was cut from originally.
Yeah.
I don't know, just something like that. And I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like you probably do, but keep that dungeon master safe.
Totally.
Because they're clearly exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is maybe just the beginning of many awesome stories that you can tell with each other.
I agree.
Many awesome moments that you're all going to have together. And do you want to know what? When you find that table, it just hits different.
It really does. And
it just hits different.
I agree. It sounds like you guys are just having so much fun and you fit in and you all enjoy each other's company and you have a laugh. And that's the whole point of D&D, 100%. Right? Is to have fun with your friends.
Just have a fun time. Like, I think we all, like, can get a little bogged down with, like, but it needs to be epic. Oh, yeah. And it needs to be this. And it's just, like, it can be that if that's what you want.
Totally.
But at the end of the day, just have fun. Yeah. Especially you dungeon masters out there. Just have fun. Just remember that you're there to have fun, and if you're not having fun, take a break. And if it's maybe getting a little too much for you, just remember that you're there with your friends to have fun.
Totally.
Nothing more, nothing less.
I completely
Doesn't
agree.
need to be Lord of the Rings.
Nope.
Just have a bit of fun.
Indeed. What a beautiful story.
Great
Maddie,
story.
Thank you so much for your story. Long live Dawn. I really hope you can find a way to get your friend back. And if not, at least you have the
a piece
memory
of them with you.
Indeed. Thank you for the submission.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. This next one's a horror one.
Ready for the horror?
This has been sent in by KindredSpirit, and she uses she, her, or they, them pronouns.
Thank you, KindredSpirit.
KindredSpirit has left a trigger warning for mentions of explicit situations, but no details.
Okay.
Also posted this on Reddit, but I thought you guys would get
Gick?
What's going on with me?
Gick?
Would get a kick out of this too, because the story does have a good ending.
Okay.
I, 24 female, had never played D&D before. I am a casual consumer of Critical Role type content, and I normally have it on in the background when I'm cleaning or working, so I don't understand a whole lot of the game mechanics, but I do know enough to get by.
All right with that.
I found out a few of my close friends play together, and when I expressed an interest in it, they invited me to their next campaign. So our friend, who would be acting as the DM, 25 male, helped me put my character together, and this is where the problem started. I initially wanted my character to be a Triton cleric. I thought it was a cool race, and I had a pretty sweet idea for a backstory.
Cool.
I was told that half of the campaign would be in the desert, and she would be basically useless.
Why?
I disagreed, but he was adamant that I chose something else, so I did. I ended up choosing a human rogue with a pretty cool and secret backstory.
Cool.
When I was creating her, I saw there was an option to be a gunslinger. I asked if there was a way we could make it happen or set her up to be one in the future, and I was told there would be no gunslingers in this world, so I went a different route. However, during the gameplay, another fighter character expressed wanting to be a gunslinger, and the DM said, "Oh yeah, sure," and began to set them up to be one in the future.
Okay.
I was rightfully a bit pissed off, but for the sake of keeping the peace, I let it go.
Do you want to know what? I was about to be like, the thing is with Gunslinger, it's not official material.
Yes, yeah.
You know, it's pretty good. It's quite strong.
Yeah.
You know, it means you have to have firearms in the game and stuff like that. We could have reflavored it. Like, if you don't want to have firearms in the game, but you want to let somebody be a gunslinger. But the thing is, gunslinger isn't official material.
Yeah.
So I would never knock anyone for not allowing it at their table.
Yeah, same.
But then you just let somebody else be it. I was about to be on your side, Master, but now I'm not.
Yeah. In game, another one of our friends had chosen a character with the ability to read minds. However, the intended target must roll to see if they succeed.
Okay.
On a few occasions, the player with this ability has secretly messaged the DM, and in game, he would then reveal a part of my character's backstory without telling me what was happening. I called him out a few times, reminding him that I need to roll for this too, and all I got was an oops, sorry, but it continues to happen. Before the campaign started, I was told to go ahead and take as many creative liberties as I wanted when creating my character's backstory and NPCs.
Couldn't possibly play a gunslinger though.
No, but Triton and Gunslinger, get out of here.
Triton cleric.
No,
it's too far.
Couldn't
it's too much.
No, that's too many liberties.
Triton in the desert. Dead. Ain't no way.
I like to write stories in my free time, so I thought this would be a good outlet as well. So when I presented the written stories to the DM, he would ask questions that I thought were odd at the time, but now looking back, I realized that they were pretty inappropriate. The things he would ask were if a certain NPC was good looking, and if my character had slept with them.
Why is that what we're taking out people's backstories?
Some of these NPCs the DM asked these questions about were my character's literal siblings. There was even an occasion where the DM stated that my character, a woman, would have romantic feelings for another female NPC. I state now that I am a member of the LGBTQIA+ community, and same-sex relationships bit isn't the part that bothers me. What bothered me is that he seemed to be completely ignoring the backstory I created for those characters, in which I state a few times my character views the others as if they were sisters.
Yeah, but...
You've kissed.
But you're a lesbian, right?
Yeah, but you've kissed.
Yeah, but
right?
Two women kissing?
Yeah, but...
Can you describe the kiss?
Yeah,
like, the kiss didn't happen.
Are you good looking?
No, but like, if they did, could you talk to me about the kiss?
If they were to kiss, if your family friends that you see as sisters were to kiss, could you please...
Could you describe
Could you paint me a word picture?
Could you talk to me about the kiss?
During this conversation, I stated many times my character would not feel that way, and it would be wildly out of character for her to do so.
Yeah. But what if they kissed, though?
I get it. But what if they kissed?
If there was an imaginary world where you did kiss,
they did kiss.
Talk to me about it.
The DM would try to say, well, maybe your character just doesn't know yet that she has feelings for them. And, well, other characters around yours would be able to see that she has these feelings for her. What if they kissed?
Yeah, but what if they kissed, though? So what if you did want to kiss them, though? Like, I know that you don't know it yet, but I think your character really wants to kiss one of them.
Your female character wants to kiss this other woman, right? He
just let it happen.
He didn't drop it for a while and eventually revealed that her entire arc was going to revolve around these romantic feelings for this NPC.
Now, kiss.
I then explicitly stated I did not feel comfortable with this story storyline at all, and I will not continue if this is where it was going to go. He made a big deal about having to change around the entire story.
Oh,
but
God.
eventually he said he would just deal with it and think something else up.
Yeah, you're going to have to. You're going to have to deal with it. This is your fault. You are the reason this happened. It's your fault. You're creating extra work for yourself and then whinging that you've got extra work.
During the campaign, I discovered that this is an explicit game. I was not told this in the beginning, and if I was told, I would have set some clear boundaries as to what I do not want to participate in.
This person doesn't care about your boundaries. They should.
But they don't.
don't.
Yeah. At one point, I felt peer pressured into committing sexual acts with another female NPC incredibly early in the game, like session 2.
Wow.
It was going to happen again, but I told the other players that tried to goad me into it, if they wanted it to happen so bad, their characters should do it. Then they said I wasn't being a team player and eventually moved on.
What the fuck's going on?
When I expressed my disinterest in making my character do explicit acts, I felt as though I was waved off and ignored. I didn't want to raise my complaints to anyone, as I haven't played this game before and I didn't know if this was just the normal.
Nope.
So I joined a few D&D groups on Facebook and eventually joined in a separate campaign with people I didn't really know, but they seemed decent enough. Due to the setting of the game, I was able to reintroduce my Triton cleric, and we began to play.
No, I can't do that.
After a month...
There's a desert arc in this campaign.
Yeah,
so.
no, yeah, couldn't possibly. After a month of playing with him, I realized exactly how abnormal my original gaming group is. When I expressed my concerns to a few individuals from my new group, they expressed exactly how wrong it was for the DM to be doing this, and they told me that they were so sorry that this was my first experience in D&D.
And I just get bamboozled with the fact that you came back.
Yeah, honestly, I know. Yeah, I know.
If this was my first, I'd be like, this is weird.
Yeah.
I'm not playing this anymore.
Like, how would you... we say this all the time. How would you even know? Of course, you have your gut feeling,
thankfully,
right?
you've probably... Because you're a casual watcher of Critical Role,
yes.
You'll probably understand that...
Yeah, there's something weird going on here.
This is strange.
Yeah, this is beyond strange.
This is just weird.
Yeah. After that, I had seriously begun to reconsider playing D&D with my initial friend group. I went back and forth because I was very close with these individuals outside of the game, and I didn't want to stir up any sort of drama. But on the other hand, I was not having any fun at all.
You're not drama at all.
No, God, no. Due to some outside the game events that occurred between the DM and another friend, I decided it would be best that I exit the game entirely.
Did they make them kiss their siblings in game?
The DM said some things in the heat of the moment about me to someone else that weren't true at all and began to spread it around our shared group. To the group's credit, they did not believe him because it would not be like me to do or say what he claimed I did. And after he calmed down, he admitted that he was just lashing out. We talked about it, but I can no longer see myself continuing as his personal friend any longer due to the nature of the things that were said. It sucks that everything happened how it did, both in and out of game, and I do have to pocket my character for possible use in a later campaign with a different group of people, but to see a silver lining. I am playing with the Facebook group, and it is going really well.
Let's go.
Our gaming times are odd for me as we live in different parts of the country, but I am much happier in this current group with my Triton cleric.
Yeah!
Man, and you know what? All jokes aside.
All
jokes aside, like...
Dungeon Master, dirtbag.
Yeah, fucking...
Dirtbag.
To take your... And I don't know how many of the women were playing in your game, or femme-presenting people were playing in this game. I don't know if it was just you, if there was others, but it speaks volumes that this was happening to your character.
You,
who was
a female-presented person?
Yeah. Tell me that you see women as nothing more than just your fantasy and your sexual object to do whatever you want.
To make a kiss.
Yeah, honestly, to make kiss. And not only that, to be like, yeah, but your character's a lesbian,
it's
right?
like,
your character loves women, right? And you know...
No, they don't.
Like,
how many times do I have to tell you, no, they don't, before you actually listen to me? No.
And like your character's like sexual like preferences has a lot of reflection of you outside. Like in so many games, your character's orientation is a way for you to safely, in a lot of circumstances, to explore these really complex feelings and to have your whole character's arc to be squished down into romance. Man, like, and that's coming from someone, by the way, who loves romance.
Yeah.
I love romance in games. If my character was simply pinned down to simply just this NPC's love interest, that is so incredibly disappointing. Like, tell me you don't know how to deal with female characters.
Yeah, you don't.
Like,
You don't. You have no idea. Apart from them being sexualized in some way.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, female character has to have some sort of...
Has to have a romantic interest.
Has to have a romantic interest.
God.
Has to have some sort of sexual interest.
Yeah,
has to have something sexual, full stop.
Yeah.
It's just like, women are people too.
Yeah.
Like, female presenting people are people.
Yeah. Not just someone's fucking wife.
Yeah,
you know?
not someone's wife, not someone's
wife.
love interest, not someone's like sexual interest, not someone's sexual fantasy. It's like they can be people.
Yeah.
And they can have stories that don't have anything to do with romance or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just if you want romance,
nothing
wrong with
nothing
that.
Wrong with
totally
that.
fine
Absolutely,
with it.
yeah,
But
totally.
boiling it down to
only
nothing but that
just
shows shows so much about you and no one else.
The only thing your character is worthy of doing is being someone's love interest.
Yeah.
Like, and again, like that happens so much. In fiction, in real life, women just can never be left alone.
And they can be nothing but.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is just so sad.
Like, women just have to be, and I know we're joking about the now kiss thing, but yeah, women are just like literally boiled down to, you're just a pretty thing to watch and for me to get off.
Yeah, and
like,
to me, and to me to be sexually attracted to.
It's so disappointing. And that's not even saying, by the way, that only during the campaign you found out that it was an explicit game. Again, you can play whatever kind of game you want.
Yeah, it's like explicit games are fine if everyone's involved.
100%.
Everybody knows.
And you all consent to it. But to find out, like...
I don't think it was an explicit game.
I think it was,
I think it was just then marked as.
Yeah.
So then, like, this Dungeon Master's creepy, weird behavior towards women and female presenting characters would be justified.
I completely agree. And in session 2, man, you were peer pressured into doing like a sexual act with a female NPC. That's a
by the way, I hope that your character was into women.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
but the thing is, OP explicitly says that she wasn't.
Well, there you go. Like, why is it? Like, why do men have such a fucking thing about women kissing other women?
I don't know.
Women doing sexual things with other women.
I know. It's
like
it's pathetic and it's so boring and it's so insulting to you said it best. It really shows what kind of person this DM was. And you know what? For the friends, by the way, they were all friends outside a game before this.
Like,
for all of their friends to be like,
something about it, man.
To be like, go on, you should do it.
Oh,
and
you're
then,
not being a team player.
What does that mean?
The fuck is this helping the team?
What does that mean?
In what way is this helping the team? if this is the only way I'm being a team player, it's like, you didn't let me be a cleric to be a team player. But if I don't kiss the woman, I'm not being a team player.
And then KindredSpirit being like, you do it, and then them being like, nah. Like, man, this makes my skin crawl. This things like this make my skin actually crawl. And you know what, KindredSpirit, I'm glad that you're not friends with this DM anymore.
This DM's a piece of shit.
They were never your friend. If they only view you and your characters like that, if they can have such little respect for your character
and female presenting people,
they have no respect for you. And I'm glad that you're not friends with them anymore.
Yeah,
and I would even
DM,
go a step further and say the group who allowed this DM to do this to you aren't your friends either.
Nah.
Like
it's just fucking weird.
It is weird.
It's just weird. It's just like, the thing is, right, if you take D&D away from the situation, and this was a normal situation, it's like, we wouldn't do that.
No, God,
so
no.
why do we think it's okay to do in D&D?
Yeah, I know.
Like, as soon as we put D&D on top, why do then all of our morals go out the window?
Yeah, I know.
It's like, we wouldn't act like this. I hope to fucking God we wouldn't act like this outside of D&D.
It's just a sick fantasy. That's what it is. It's, for as much as it's a safe space for people to try and explore parts of themselves that they don't feel safe to do in real life, it's the same for freaks. Like, they feel like it's a safe space for them to explore all their nasty, horrible, dirty, weird fantasies on other people without consent. Like, you know what I mean? They also feel like it's a safe space for them to do it, and it's not.
No.
If you're actively harming and making someone else uncomfortable, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Like, period. Like, full stop.
I agree.
That's the end of it.
I completely agree.
Man, KindredSpirit, I'm sorry that this happened to you. I'm glad that you found another group.
Same.
Man, I'm glad that when you told this to the group, they were like, wow, that's not right.
The fuck is up with that?
Yeah.
The hell is going on in that group?
And the thing is, sometimes it takes that. It takes an
For
outside
you-
person to be like, that's weird.
And like your friends weren't that. Just
I know.
fucking makes me feel weird.
Yeah,
The fact that your friends weren't that for you.
Yeah, you joined a group of randoms who were like,
Who were
that's
like,
weird.
that's weird. They're your friends.
Yeah, and your
Like,
friends are doing this to you?
Your friends didn't like stand up for you and be like, this is just fucking weird. Like, why are we doing this?
And you know what?
That's fucking weird.
On a petty level, the gunslinger thing? What's that about?
The Triton
What's
thing.
that about?
Who fucking cares
Yeah.
if it's in the desert? In what ways is it going to render you useless? It's like, yeah, the racial abilities maybe like, and holding breath and stuff like that isn't going to, but if they just want to be a Triton, just let them be a Triton.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, just because it's in a desert doesn't mean you can't play a Triton.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what is it that you're getting out of not letting them play a
Yeah.
Triton?
Yeah.
And then the gunslinger
The
thing.
gunslinger thing is just
I get it.
stupid.
I get not allowing gunslingers at your
Yeah,
table.
yeah.
But to then allow somebody else to play a gunslinger
Yep.
in front of them
Yep.
at the table.
Yeah, just and being like, yeah, sure.
Yes, that's
Man,
yeah. Don't
what
worry
a
about
kick
it.
in
Don't
the
worry about it.
teeth.
I love gunslinger, man.
Oh.
Gunslinger's sick.
Oh, KindredSpirit, I'm sorry, and thank you very much for your submission. I'm very, very, very glad that you're no longer friends with him, and you have a new D&D group.
Very good.
Right. Oh my God, let's cleanse that.
That
Jesus.
that was rough.
That stank.
That was a bit of a roughing.
Oh,
That was a roughie.
let's cleanse this with a wholesome story. Our
Cleanse.
last story.
Cleanse me.
So this has been sent in by Moondrip, and she uses she/her pronouns.
Moondrip?
Yeah,
Let's
that
go.
Moondrip.
I like that moon drip.
A little context for this wholesome story. Do you have that one person in your TTRPG life that, no matter what the system or situation is, they just seem to roll so bad?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do. I do have those friends.
That's me.
They're called Matthew and Abby.
Oh, no. Sorry. Moondrip. That's me.
Oh, that's me. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna say it's not you.
No. Although I did
but
roll,
it's Matthew and Abby.
I did roll 3 natural ones in a row last session.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? You generally
I generally roll very well.
quite well.
Yeah, I
like
do.
you roll quite well.
I do.
Matthew and Abby.
Oh my God. Oh
This
my God.
campaign,
Abby. Oh my God.
they are cursed.
Oh my God. Whatever the fuck happened to Abby
Cursed.
last. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
Couldn't
God.
roll over a 10.
No, it was so bad.
Could barely get over a 5 most of the time.
So yeah, they seem to roll bad. That's me. I'm the unlucky friend. For the longest time, I believed my dice were put on this plane of existence to torture me for sins of a past life, or that I had angered an eldritch god, or something that somehow I was only buying dice that were weighted against me. I know none of these things were actually happening, but it was really disheartening when I would inevitably roll low over and over again.
You can't help but feel it.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree.
You
Oh my
can't
God.
help but
Oh
be
my
like,
God.
there's something wrong with
Yeah,
it.
there's something wrong. There's something,
Like-
something's happening here beyond my control.
And you'll be like that person. It happened to me in our first campaign. I rolled dreadfully. Like as Nephmeros, I could never do anything good.
Yeah.
I think it gets to the point where you just accept it.
Yeah.
And then you just lean into it.
Yeah, I
think-
agree. I agree. There was this one moment, this one time, where I came to an understanding with my devious little math rocks. I was desperate for a win, and they gave it to me. This is the situation. We had just finished fighting a corpse mound, which the party learned was the cause for the blight that was destroying a character's home. We will call this character C. I, as per usual, was doing my best and giving it my all, but my dice had other ideas.
Of course.
Spells weren't hitting, melee attacks weren't hitting. The odd eldritch blast that landed did almost minimum damage.
Let's go.
You get the idea.
Believe me,
I get the idea.
Believe me,
I get the idea. It was a tough fight. A couple of people went down, and I felt absolutely useless. I was banging my head against a wall of 4s, 7s, 3s, 1s. If it was under 10, I rolled it. I was miserable. But I had one more thing in my pocket.
Here we go.
For the entire fight, I had saved a single 3rd level spell slot. When we returned from the village, post defeating the corpse mound, I enacted my plan. With next to no hope or faith in my dice, I took my chances anyway. Instead of staying up and celebrating with the party, I found the largest tree that remained standing in the village. I built a bonfire, I started chanting, and began the 8-hour ritual for plant growth. You know, druid stuff. I would have to stay up all night to complete this ritual after already being exhausted from the fight. My DM ruled that in order for me to successfully complete it, I would have to make 3 constitution saves, with each one increasing in difficulty as I stayed up later and later.
Very good. Okay, nice. I like the thematic test.
I, as the player, needed a win. And my character, who had a little crush on C, desperately wanted to help heal C's home. I was borderline shaking, but I picked up the first dice and I rolled it. A natural 20.
Yeah.
I grabbed the second dice, rolled it. A natural 20.
You know it, baby.
I'm actually shaking at this point. My hands found another random D20 and let it fly. Another natural 20.
3 in a row? Wow. Those odds are wild.
I had critically succeeded every single check I needed to make. The next morning, my character woke up to the sounds of cheers, passed out against the bark of the tree. Tiny buds of leaves and flowers dotted the branches, and grass, vibrant green grass, grew in a small circle around the trunk.
You love to see it.
The tree was the one speck of life against a background of blighted wasteland, and my character was tackled in a bone-crushing, tearful hug by C, as we could tell that his life was slowly growing outward, consuming and healing the blight. I had given C her home back. That was the day I learned that my dice are not bad. They're just a little dramatic.
They're just thematic. You just got thematic dice.
They saved their 20s for the moments that really mattered. Thanks for the time on your podcast. You keep me company during my early morning shift.
Well, that's very sweet. I'm glad that we can help.
Thank you.
And this is the thing. The big corpse mound monster thing, that died anyway.
Yeah.
Let the rest of them deal with it. You do the thematic.
Yeah, you do the plant growth.
Let me tell. This is what you should nickname your dice.
Yep.
Okay. Next time you get to your session.
Yep.
You put them out.
Yep.
You roll like shit.
Yep.
But then something happens like this again, and you point your dice and you say, "Absolute cinema." Absolute cinema. They're the money makers. This is what matters.
Man, 3 natural 20s in a row with man. And
cinema.
And like the thing is, there is a point there, you could say like getting the 3 natural 20s in combat would have felt good. No, I think this feels better.
This feels better.
I think this feels better.
This is better. It's like yeah. It could look, rolling natural 20s and picking up all the dice.
Great. Of course, feels great.
But like when you do the thing that's like the story beat thing that requires a check, that gets harder as it goes, to undo things that like have been done.
Yeah.
When you just and the dungeon master's like, it's this DC. It's like the bridge thing.
Yeah.
Like for you and my brother. In that one shot.
Yeah.
It's like the fight was over basically.
Yes. Yeah.
And all you needed to happen is
narratively
to succeed the check, to disarm the thing.
Yeah.
And he rolled exactly the number. It's like, you'll remember that forever.
Yeah, totally.
Absolute cinema.
I agree, man. And you know what? The fact that it tied so intrinsically to another player, a player that your character was maybe romantically involved with, like the fact that this whole homeland, and wow, beautiful description from the DM.
Love it.
Like you just propped up against this one tree. Man, I fucking love druids, dude.
Yeah, and just like... you brought life back to a town that's just been void of it.
Yeah.
By like pushing through the night and saving on these contracts.
Totally.
And the thing is, it's like the dungeon master could have just allowed this plant growth to go through.
Yeah.
And if it had failed, it'd maybe feel bad. But the fact that it succeeded
felt so much better.
Makes it feel incredible.
Yeah, it stakes, isn't it? It's just stakes.
It's adding value by like maybe adding a few checks where they didn't need to be.
Absolutely.
And they don't even need to be insanely hard.
Yeah, exactly.
It just needs to be something that you succeeded to make it feel even better.
Yeah, the fact that you were exhausted, I don't know if you mechanically were exhausted, but man, what I love stories like these get the blood pumping.
Yeah.
Stories like these is why I love D&D.
The lifeblood.
Yeah, really it is. I love that. I love druids. Oh my god, why are druids the best?
Yeah, druids are awesome.
I love druids so much. Oh druids man, Moondrip, what a beautiful story.
Moondrip as well.
Moondrip, yeah.
The name cinema, the dice of cinema. It's all great.
Thank you so much for your wholesome story. That's wonderful. That made everything better.
Very good.
Oh, and that's it.
That's
Goodness. Goodness gracious me.
For another Monday,
Yeah.
your favorite day of the week.
Yeah, that's
Because
thank
of the
God it's
Eldritch
Monday.
Podblast.
TGIM.
TGIM. Thank God it's Monday.
Thank God it's Monday.
Am I right?
Yep.
Let me hear down in the comments how
yeah,
right I am.
TGIM, that's what I hear.
I can hear the keyboards tickering in the background.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so very much for joining us for another episode. We'll be back on Thursday. I hope you enjoyed it.
Go pick up some merch, www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk. Patrons get 10% off.
Yeah.
Check out our Etsy store below. Code Podblast will get you 10% off down there. Check out the Patreon. Like, subscribe, comment. All of the great things that help us out more than you would know. I love you.
I love you.
Bully loves you.
Oh, he's dreaming.
He's having a dream.
He's having a bit of a dream. He's going...
We've been the Eldritch Podblast. And we're going to see you on Thursday. Bye.
And another huge thank you to our patrons for all of your support. A big shout out to our fellow entities.
Hoobs.
Ariel.
Tula.
Runarian.
Arkham Labs Cosplay.
Maddie.
Pepsi Woman.
Luna.
Teddysaurus.
Caspian.
Ryan the Giant 111.
J-Spot.
Ultrafail.
Dallin M.
Sleepy.
Joe Dragonlord 2.
Alistar.
Lawkeeper Society.
Ricky B.
Danny Phantom.
Catherine.
Faustskin.
Azuriel.
Panda Queen Plays.
Xylo Boy.
Lucas Iapetis.
And Luna River.
Thank you again for all your support.
And if you too would like to become a patron of the Eldritch Podblast, check the link below.